Hello, hello. If it is important for you to know about the mistakes that you are making in your search for Mr. Right, then make sure you stay tuned because I am going to be sharing 7 major mistakes that women make when they are in search of or just really desire to find Mr. Right. Lovebirds, welcome to Ask the Loveologist. I'm April, your favorite loveologist. I'm also a certified matchmaker as well as a certified love coach and the president and CEO at Authentic Love, where interracial relationships are our top priority. Now, you may be wondering what it is that I do. I help all of you highly ambitious women who desire to be in an interracial relationship to attract that special someone who will become your forever partner. So, if you should have questions about this broadcast, or if you just have a deep question that you feel might be personal and you want just a quiet answer about, then go ahead and email me at the email that I am putting in the comments right here. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Glad to see you here. So, like I said, if you have questions, you know, a lot of times people don't even ask a question because they think it's a silly question or it doesn't matter. But the thing is, when it comes to interracial relationships, there are questions that are running around in people's heads that they need to make sure they get answered, especially if you're not in a relationship yet. But if you're in one and you still have a question, it's always good to get some information from someone who is knowledgeable, a professional outside the relationship. So make sure that you go and email me at the email on in the chat box. And if you're at a location and it didn't come through for you, believe me, we will come back and put that in for you. Before we actually dive in, do this for me. Send a message to at least 3 of your single friends and say, hey, April the Loveologist is at it again. She is live and going to be sharing some wisdom, some dating wisdom. So, yes, go ahead and send that message out to 3 of your single friends and tell them April the Loveologist is definitely at it again. Let's dive in because our topic today is what are these major mistakes that women tend to make when they are dating? Because the thing is, I desire you to connect with your forever partner. And when you connect with them, I want you to be able to keep him, keep his attention, and all the good stuff that comes with dating your forever partner. So, the first thing I want to talk about here is a major mistake that so many women do is they keep themselves boxed in by only paying attention to gentlemen from their own culture. Yes, so many women are just so not open, unaware, closed off, shall I say, when it comes to gentlemen from other cultures. So let me ask you these few questions here. If a gentleman approaches you and he is not from your culture, what's the first thing or the first few things you do? Do you ignore him? Do you automatically assume that he's just bringing up a little chit chat, small talk? Do you even talk down to him? What is your body language saying? Are you rolling your eyes? Are you frowning? Better yet, are you even in your mind and in your body trying to get away from him? All you need to do is just relax and see what the gentleman is communicating with you about. That's all you need to do. Because he could be just asking you for directions to somewhere, but you're getting all bent out of shape. But this is what happens when you're dating, this is one of the things that is actually keeping you in a very small dating pool. And the thing about it is, if you're not having good success with the gentleman in your culture, then it may be to your best interest to be more open to gentlemen outside your culture. Now, as we go along today, you can also put questions in the comments that you may have. Hello there, Miss Uniquely Rooted. I probably should have called you by your name, right? Thanks for stopping by. Now let's go to point number 2. When you are dating, do you take over the conversation? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Do you take over the conversation? Are you so nervous or are you so afraid that you are monopolizing the conversation, that you are controlling what direction the conversation goes in? Are you even cutting the guy off when he talks? Because this is another thing that happens that can make this what could have been a very nice relationship just not work at all, because women tend to take over the conversation. Do you start drilling and grilling the guy? You know, in many other recordings, we've told you that when you're talking, make it a conversation. Don't make it a drill sergeant and his student or whoever, whatever you call them. You're not the drill sergeant. You're not there to go question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Make it a free-flowing and fluid conversation. And are you comparing? When you're taking over this conversation, are you comparing him or comparing whatever is going on while you're taking over this conversation? Let the man talk, please. Most adult men can talk. So let the man talk. But that is number 2 of some of the major mistakes that women do that can cost them a good relationship. Now, let's talk about number 3. Number 3, are you maintaining your calmness, or are you actually chasing the men? Y'all know what I mean when I say chasing. He didn't call you back. He didn't text you back. So you've already texted him 5 times in the last 30 minutes. Or are you blowing up his phone? The man is at work. Give him some space. And that's another thing. If it's not the calling and the texting all the time, are you just smothering the guy? Men like to have their space. So are you after him all the time? Are you trying to get him to bring you stuff or do things for you all the time? You know, it's one thing to have the guy to do some things for you because you want him to feel wanted and needed. But is it just constant every day? Are you trying to monopolize his time because you're concerned that he's checking out other women? Well, in the beginning stages, he may be. So your job is to be calm and be you and attract him to you. And here's another thing when it comes to chasing. Are you afraid to walk away from an unqualified man? A man that does not meet your standards? Do you keep chasing him? Do you keep going after him? Or are you afraid to walk away or to end the relationship if he is not what you're looking for? I'm just saying, these are major, major mistakes. Because one thing for sure, we talked about before, how you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that is not a qualified person or a person of your liking. So I'm going to stop for a minute and look over here and see if there's Any good old questions hiding out in the comments over here? So let me ask you all a question in the comments. Are there any things that you have done that you think may have been something that ended a relationship abruptly that I might need to help you with, or help you with how to handle it differently? So I'm just looking over here in the comments to see what might be happening over here. Everything's all quiet over there. So you all must know about these major mistakes already. Number 4. This is a real big major mistake here. And I know that's probably not good English right there, but let me just say, when I say real big, what I mean is this is one that is kind of explosive here. When you're dating, you may even be on a date, or maybe you're even just communicating. Do you get a little bit too comfortable too quick and talk too much, tell too much? If you went out and you had drinks, you want to be aware that you need to limit yourself to one drink, because if you get intoxicated, you may start talking a whole lot. Do you just simply blab, 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 blab? And not only blabbing, do you complain? One thing that men like is they like a happy woman. They like a positive woman. So are you complaining? Are you complaining about your ex or your exes? If you went out to a restaurant, are you complaining about the help? And here's another one. I know something happened with the food and it was with your order and not with his, but do you make a scene while you complain about it? I'm going to tell you, if you're my friend and you went out with me, I'm just talking about just my girlfriends. You went out with me and you get to making a scene because your food wasn't right, you will not be going out with me again. That's just it. And guys are like that too. They don't want you going out with them in public or even in private. They don't want to hear you complaining about the help and just going on and on and on and causing a scene. And some women are just like that. So if that's you, you need to tone it down, because that is one of the things that is really hampering your dating life and preventing you from getting to Mr. Right. How about this? So the gentleman asked you, well, what is your idea of a great first date? He said a great first date. You give him 3 ideas, 5 ideas, 10 ideas, just going on and on and on. And this is what we're talking about. Are you just talking too much and telling too much? That can be annoying. And like I said, just talking, not giving the gentleman time to talk. You want to make sure that you calm it down and listen for a while. And here's another one. Talking bad about yourself. I'm going to say that one again. Talking bad about yourself, putting yourself down. That's not good for you either. It's not good for you. It's not good for him. Like I said, gentlemen, they like to have a positive woman, someone who is exciting, a good outlook, not someone who is complaining and just talking like a motor mouth, as we say. So let me go back and just summarize these right quick. The first one was you're keeping yourself boxed in because you're not open to an interracial relationship. The second one is you're taking over conversations. And here's something else about taking over conversations. Are you making the conversation competitive? So if the guy is saying he did this, you come out with what you did that was better. Are you making it competitive? If he's not a competitive type of guy like that, he doesn't want to hear that. So you don't want to be too competitive with guys either. Chasing men and not allowing them to lead. You have to dial it back because you know how we are. Most of us are professionals. We're used to making things happen. We're used to telling people what we need them to do, especially if you're the boss, you own the company. You're just used to telling people what to do, and it happens. But when you're in a romantic relationship, that kind of doesn't work too well, especially if you are barking orders. So you want to chill, let the man lead, let him do stuff, let him do stuff for you, and not be calling him all the time and chasing him and texting him and all that kind of stuff. And also, we talked about getting too comfortable too quick and just talking too much and complaining, etc., etc. Let me look over here in this in these comments over here. I like what you said about not being able to walk away from a man that you know is not qualified. Trying not to tolerate due to being bored. Yes, you definitely want to be able to walk away or end the relationship. I'm going to tell you, I had a young lady to message me one day, and she was telling me what was going on in her relationship. And I was like, really? I said, so did you talk to him about it? She said, yep, we talked about it. And I was like, okay. Because what she wanted to know when she contacted me was, so how do I break up with this guy? And before I would give her a recipe on how to break up with the guy, I wanted to make sure that she had done her due diligence. But when you know it's not working, and like you said over here, didn't you say due to being bored, trying not to tolerate due to being bored? Even if you're out on a date or you've even been chatting with the guy and you know this is not going anywhere and you're bored, yes, you want to end it. And so you got to be confident to do that and not just hang around just because maybe at that time you don't have anyone else or you haven't learned about my threefold core dating. So, yep, you got to be confident enough to walk away because remember, you're valuable. You have value. You are a wonderful, shining, glowing pearl or ruby. So you've got to be able to let go because you don't want to be in that wrong type of relationship. Don't sound desperate. Yes, don't sound desperate. Don't be after the guy all the time. Um, a lot of women, they want the guy that's got the money, that's going to be able to take them to this place and that place and buy them this and that and da 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 da. Well, that kind of requires a little bit of change. Or shall I say, that requires money. And most of the time that requires a job to produce the money. So you got to let go and let the man be able to go to work. And if he is a person that has to go play golf with somebody to secure a deal or whatever, you still need to let go. Let the man do what he does. Give him his freedom. Let him think. A lot of women want men on a high level, and a lot of these high level men are business owners. They need time not only to just think, but they need time to create. They need that time to be undistracted and allow their mind to run so that they can come up with new ideas and new things for their business. So this is where we as women can be real good support for our men by giving them their space and letting them go out and do what it is they do and not be desperate. Because remember, you yourself are quote unquote Wonder Woman. So let the man do what he does. Let the man do what he does and don't be desperate and clingy and all over him and trying to take up all his time. All right, let's scroll on down here and see what else we got. Another thing a lot of women do is they have this attitude and they make sure they express this attitude that they know everything and that they don't need any help. Well, you know what that says to a guy? It says that you don't need him. If you're acting like you don't need any help, then you are expressing to him, whether you say it verbally or not, your body language and your actions are telling the dude, you don't need him. Who wants to be in a place that they're not wanted or not needed? So you want to be sure that you let him know that you do want him and you do need him. Because if he's interested in you, you can't be acting like you know everything. I know you know a whole lot of things, but you don't know everything. And again, like we said earlier, allow the man to lead. Let him do stuff. And I'm going to tell y'all, it took me a little work. Because like I've told you all before, I have worked on me. So it took me a little work to begin to allow the guys to do things. Allow them not just to open the door for you, but allow them to get things for you off the shelf if you're in a business or you're at a store or something. I have a person who actually helps me do things because of my health right now. And I have to remember to shut my mouth and listen. Not that I'm dating him, but it is a man. And so I have had to work on me to lean back and let the men do what they do. So it's not that you know everything, because you probably do know most of the things. But when you are dating, if you are interested in the guy, let him do some stuff. You don't have to do everything. I know a lot of us single parents, and we're used to making things work. We're used to being the octopus, just doing it all and making sure that it all lines up at the end of the day. But you don't have to do that if you're dating somebody and they really care about you, because that right there is something else that can blow up a relationship. I'm reading this message over here. I have noticed the trend is messaging on social media, but how long does it take to actually speak on the phone? I prefer a real conversation. Is this a red flag? Yes, no, and maybe. It is a red flag if you're chatting with somebody for, like, I'm going to say 3 weeks, a month, and the person is actually close by. Or they're in the United States. And something that you can do actually is you can weave it into your conversation. Oh, it's been nice, texting. I'd really like to hear your voice. And so you can throw something in the conversation like that, which would be a hint that you're ready for a call. Another thing you can do is you can say, I've got something to do, and here's my number. You're welcome to give me a call. And if you feel comfortable giving them your number and they still want to continue to text, If they're not giving you some explanation or something, you might want to investigate that a little more. However you choose to say that. I see something else over here. I love this. It says, many, okay, this is from Whispers in a Bottle. I think this might be from Sonia. Many need to take the S off their chest. Where did it go? Oh, up there. Okay. Many need to take the S off their chest because you aren't and can't be every woman. You need to allow that person an opportunity to be able to help and build that like, know, and trust factor. Yes, that is so, so, so true. Yes, take the S off your chest. And what I usually say is you need to keep your clothes on top of your superwoman outfit. It's not time yet to let all of that out. But yeah, that is something that many of us do. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that maybe you're a single parent, or maybe you're the leader, the department manager, you're the boss at your job, and you're just used to doing all the different things and making sure that they get done, and not just done, but making sure that they're done the way you want them done, and that they line up with the other things they have to line up with. But remember, we're in a dating relationship. So you've got to, as they say, you've got to let the shoulders down, relax, and sit back, be the feminine woman that you are, and allow other people to do things for you. One good thing that you can do is you can practice with the people around you. And instead of you trying to do everything, especially when you come home, when you're away from the job, instead of you trying to do everything, allow them to do things. You know, like I've said several times, single parents, how about you sit back and don't be totally lazy, but let your children do some things that you wouldn't normally do. When you go to different events or whatever, let the people around you help you. Like I said, I had to learn to allow people to get things when I go to the grocery store, because now I have to ride in that, I call it the rolling chair. And a lot of times there would be people around me. Now people actually come up to me and ask me, can I get that for you? And I used to would say, no, I got it. Oh, I got it. But you want to practice this. If you're really challenged in this arena, this is something you need to practice, allowing other people to do things for you. Let me look back over here. Okay, here's another suggestion when you are talking to someone and they won't seem to keep texting or doing the DMs. You can state that I'd rather move this offline. You teach people how to treat you when you're dating. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I've had to say that to several guys when I was on some dating sites, because I look back at the thing and see how long we've been chatting, and it's been 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be all of that to get off. And so just tell them, like this suggestion says right here from Sonia, just tell them you'd like to move this offline. Some people would tell you that after you've had 3 to 6 exchanges, that means like they said something, you said something, that's one. They said something, you said, and you do that about 6 times. If you're still okay with the conversation, that is when you can go offline. Some people have certain things that they want to cover before they go offline. And so whatever your requirement is or your standard is in that particular area, just go ahead and let them know you are ready to move this offline. And so the right guy will be ready to move it offline. Now, while we're talking about moving it offline, here's another something that I'm gonna throw in that I usually would talk about when we're talking about online dating, and that is this: you need to also be particular or have a particular way. That's not what I want to say. A particular platform that you want to go to when you want to move offline. Okay, so do you want them to call you on your phone? Do you want to use WhatsApp? Do you want to use Google Chat? Do you want to use Telegram? Whatever platform you want to use, you need to know that that's the platform you want to use, and you need to be able to express that as well. I was chatting with a gentleman, and he wanted to go to WhatsApp. I don't do WhatsApp anymore. And so I told him which one I wanted to go to, and he was like ready for it. I'm like, okay. And so he did message me back on the app that I wanted to be on. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you. I'm sorry, I am looking at these messages over here. Okay, it says it's been a month of messaging. She said, you want to know the authenticity of a person when it's only online 9 out of 10. It's something they are hiding. Okay. This is good. This is good. I'm enjoying this dialogue in the chat. This is why I like people to come on and be here live, because if I didn't see it, then somebody else can see it that can actually give you good suggestions as well. And yes, a month of no, I can't handle it that long. I probably got bored on definitely by day 3 myself. So we just talked about not acting like you know everything, and making sure that you are allowing the gentleman to do things for you. Another thing that is very, very, very explosive is this. So many women will connect with a guy, and their brain immediately goes to, is he the one? Is he the one? Is this one the one? Does he? And the thing is, you'll have a list, and you won't even be checking off the list to see if he checks off your boxes, but you're still running around here going, is he the one? And not only are you saying in your head, is he the one? But you've already planned your trip to the altar. You've planned your first 2 to 3 kids. And then you've already retired and sent kids off to college. This is going in your head too fast. Dating is dating. Dating is communicating with each other, getting to know each other. Dating is going out, having fun. Dating is checking out how the person responds to various things, such as how does this person handle a problem or stress? How does this person handle good news? I mean, do they just ignore good news, or they don't consider it good news? Or how does this person handle things? Is this someone that you even are interested in enough to continue to date? You have to allow the relationship to evolve. You can't just take take everything and just assume this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. And here's one of the reasons why you don't need to be just assuming and oftentimes I call it attaching. What you've done is you've attached to the person already before you really even know anything about them. So you just want to get to know them and see how it goes before you really get serious. And being women, we also need to chill and see if the guy is even as interested in us as we think we are in them. Let me look over here and see. You guys are laughing at me. Okay. But that's what we do. We have a tendency to attach to somebody too quick. And the thing is, if you would allow yourself to not attach and just pay attention to what's going on around you, then you'll be able to see some of those things that we already talked about. Like, is he qualified? Instead of, oh, he's fine and he's mad. Please. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. You want to dig a lot deeper. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence and see if this guy is really qualified. And if you're doing my threefold dating, you know you've got other things to consider as well before you really attach, shall I say. Let me see if there's any more questions over here. Well, that is about all I wanted to discuss this evening, but I really wanted to dig into some things that are causing women to not be able to hold on to, shall I say, a good relationship because of some of the things that we are doing. I wanted to bring these things out so that some of us can stop blaming the other person, so that we could see ourselves in some of the things that we are doing. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you. If you have gotten good value from this, please go ahead and put in the chat the word value so that we will know that this is something that has worked for you and we can put together some other things in this arena. She said, I think these 7 mistakes are important to adjust. Yes, they are, because when you make these adjustments, even if it was just one thing on the list that you need to adjust, you are going to see a major difference in the quality of your dates, the quality of the persons you date, and you're going to see a major change in yourself. So just when you make these adjustments, just keep up the good work. So I also wanted to share this with you. We are working on some new things here at Authentic Love, and we want to know for sure that these are some things that you are interested in. So we are looking at creating a virtual, let me get some water here. A virtual meet and greet. Because as you know, I am a matchmaker and I would like to have these type of events. But I want to know if this is something that you would like to do. Some people call them meet and greets. Some people call them mixers. The thing about it is they're geared to dating. This is where you would be able to meet several people. If you are a person who is definitely interested in being in interracial relationship, this will give you an opportunity to step into that arena if you're new to it. But what I need to know is if this is something that you are interested in participating in. We have some things in mind that we will do at this event that is going to make it definitely fun and off the chain. But I need to know if you are interested in participating in this and if you would like to be on a waiting list. And so if you're interested, I need you to just put in the comments She, oh Lord, I see a yes interested already. I was gonna say put in the comments me, but okay. And I will be getting back in touch with you. Also, I want you to invite your single friends, particularly if they are open to interracial relationships. And remember, a lot of people are open to interracial relationships, but they really don't realize they are until it is brought up to them. So talk to your single friends and see if that's something they'd be interested in, and let me know that they want to come to a mixer as well. So we are really thinking about putting together a virtual mixer, and I think it's going to be quite a bit of fun. So if you have some particular questions, like I said, that you want answered, you are welcome to email me. And I'm going to put my email in the chat once again, as soon as I pull it up here. I also offer one-on-one consultations, and you are welcome to have one of those as well. I'm just going to make this simple for you. If you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation, then just go ahead and send me an email as well. That way I don't have to give you a whole bunch of links today. You can do it all in this one link. And just let me know that you'd like to have that one-on-one consultation, and we can sit down and discuss one or two things that you're having a question about. But if you just simply want to email me a question, maybe it's a question that I can answer by doing one of these lives, or just by sending you a response in an email. But again, that is my email, theloveologist@authenticlove.com. You are welcome to use that. And I would be excited to get questions, especially those that I can share the answers, the question and the answer, with several other people. Because like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, some people just won't ask the question because they think maybe it's dumb or it's irrelevant, but no question is like that at all. All questions are important. And when it comes to interracial dating, let me tell you, I would love for you to ask me questions beforehand or before it gets too hot than to wait till something explodes. Because interracial dating is a particular type of relationship that needs TLC. Well, that's about all I had to chat about today. Thank you all for joining me. Remember, we are here at 6 p.m. on Monday evenings, and that's 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we are live here to take your questions on our topics. And you can also find me, April the Loveologist, on other platforms such as Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So it has been my pleasure to serve you this afternoon. I'm April, your favorite loveologist. I'm a certified matchmaker. Excuse me, again, let me get some water. Let's start over. I'm April, the Loveologist. I'm a certified matchmaker, certified love coach, and the president and CEO at Authentic Love, where we have interracial relationships as our top priority. And I am looking forward to working with you. So, yes, send me an email at the email that's in the comments. And thank you all for joining. Bye-bye now.